Nearly 50 years had passed since my father died. I found his grave at the cemetery where he was buried next to his parents. I had never been there before. I loved visiting my Italian grandparents when I was young. Even though they didn't speak English, I learned that Grandpa had immigrated from Italy prior to World War I and worked as a miner for 10 years in order to save enough money to send for his wife and daughter. As a first-generation American, my dad spoke only English, changed his last name, went to college on the GI Bill, and married into a prominent local family. My mom and dad moved to Texas, where he got a job as an aeronautical engineer, and they basked in the economic boom of the 1950s with dreams of raising a family. His life was cut short at the age of 31. One night after dinner, he collapsed and was rushed to a nearby hospital where he died early the next morning of a massive brain aneurysm. 2 weeks later, my mother found out that she was pregnant with me. At the hospital, she had to argue with the staff to ensure that the little box on my birth certificate that said legitimate was marked yes. Even though my mother remarried several years later, I felt a nagging sense of uncertainty, like maybe I wasn't supposed to be here at all. Teenage logic took those thoughts a step further. Had my dad not died, I would have had a different life, a better life. Instead, I was raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, a place I considered to be the backwaters of intellectual and cultural thought. And while the rich, popular, getting into Harvard part of my life never happened, something great did. I escaped from Salt Lake and traveled the world. I went to graduate school, launched a career, and learned how to ski, hike 14ers, and play tennis. I married a great guy and had 2 fabulous children. Next to my father's grave, I discovered a statue of Jesus with the inscription, "Not my will, but thine be done," to which I'm finally able to reply, Amen.